Good morning, everybody. It's the end of the week and the end of the month. This tends to freeze the large institutions. They don't get too excited about getting out there and bombing the market. So my guess is that in the financials, which is a post-auction day, and in the E-mini, that we'll probably see a sideways market. Today, June trades front. We're below the March contracts in the 10-year. I have no explanation for why the 30-year is trading 161 to 165. The popular call option is 165 right now in this particular contract, and the puts are trading in the 155, 156 area. So that market has just turned completely on its head, and I haven't seen anybody write about why the disparity, but obviously that in and of itself is supportive for the financials. Somebody that'll pay that kind of money for 30-year paper, or for the right side 30-year paper at that price, probably doesn't see great economic times coming. So that's where we find ourselves today. I did a force tick rebuild on the June bond contract on my F1 screen, and I lost it, so don't do that, even if it doesn't look right to you. So here's where we find ourselves today. What usually happens, given a little bit of time, usually 3 to 4 days, is that the March contract will trade up to the June contract will trade to March prices. So that tends to support the market too. We have an attractor down here at 10, just structurally. We've got stops beneath this point over here at 11.5. So I see pretty good support in the market. It's either at 4 to 8 or 8 to 12, and right now the market's telling us that support is 8 to 12. I'd like to buy on the cheap side. I'd like to buy it in this 9 area. So I've got the first buy at 5 to 9, but it may take a 13 to get into it. I don't know. So we've got some news today that might take us a little bit lower if it is as forecast. Then 29 to 1 for buy 2. On the sell side, I think we got pretty good resistance here at 2024, so 19s to 23, sell 1. I'm raising that a little bit from when I put into the room, and then 27 to 31, sell 2. And again, the market's going to break this morning. News, we do have some today. Second revision, GDP, and that's called at 2.1. If it's materially away from this number, it could affect things. Deflator, unchanged at 0. Chicago PMI. My writing's really bad this morning at 58. That's how they read the strength of the automobile sector. Michigan sentiment, for subscribers, it's out at 9:55 Eastern. For us, it'll be out at 10. So we'll know if it's better or worse than forecast. It's a pretty healthy number at 94. And then pending home sales at 2.4%, and I don't think anybody pays any attention to that. So the number one will be GDP. Number 2 will be Chicago PMI, and then number 3 will be Michigan sentiment. And if this comes in below 2%, it should rally the market. If it comes in greater than 2.3, it should hurt it a little bit. So we do have news on the half hours we start out. Hey, man, it's cold here. If you're north and east of us, I imagine those that are north of us and east of us are already getting this cold weather. They've got significant snowstorms forecast, pretty much from the mountains, southern mountains in Colorado, northern mountains in New Mexico, up through the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma, will come over Kansas as forecast. And certainly could use the moisture. It's very, very dry out here. A little bit farther south of us, it's not so dry. They've gotten the moisture that we normally get. But the hard red winter wheat crop and pasturage needs moisture. Okay, this one's a toughie. The I've never seen this type of, and I've been trading the bonds since 1982. This type of a disparity in prices between a contract month. So I have no explanation for it. We've got our London high at 61.22. The resistance is 20 to 24, so 19 to 23 is sell one. If we break through that, then leaning against the buck would be sell two. On the buy side, we've got volume down here at 6. So I'm going to put it, let them get stopped beneath where we are. Buy one at 1 to 5. The idea that we'll have a pause day, and then 25 to 29 for buy two. And we may have to pay 9s to get in. Don't know. A lot of it depends on this GDP news. It's up at the half hour. But I've never seen anything like this in my life. I haven't, you know, what's interesting, I haven't seen anything written about it, so it sure has changed everybody's thinking on price, though, I'll tell you that. Okay, the negotiations, the Greeks took streets yesterday. They didn't kill anybody. When things get desperate in Greece, though, unfortunately, some people will probably get an early demise. That's what they did last time, and that's what makes the EU fold. I think, you know, we've had a couple of tests of the highs right here. We've got another distribution down. I think looking again at 1200, we have a shot at stops below 1200 on this. So buy one, 1200, 1202, let it set up to 95, 97, pretty much where we were last night. On the sell side, 10 to 12, which is where we were last night, and then 15 to 18. So I don't think numbers have changed for gold, and it's pretty quiet. And unless the news really is well off the forecast, I'm assuming a trading range here. I think that the opportunity, I think the first trade probably is a short to test support at 1200, 95, 1200. EU just got, the euro currency just got smacked yesterday, and it has recovered overnight, as you would think it would. And why? Probably the biggest dynamic is end of the month profit taking. So 1200, one of those round numbers that would bring in short covering. Buy one. 75 for buy two. On the sell side, resistance will make 45, 55. Let them get stops of the overnight session high. Sell one. And then 70 to 80 for sell two. They'll be looking, I haven't seen any reports of riots or people in the street in Greece or any protests. So maybe the rioters, most of whom are probably government union employees. Appeared to be pretty quiet overnight. You know, everybody thinks that unions are for the little man, and that's how they sell themselves. They're not. They're for the union membership, and actually right now they're for union bosses. They don't even really care about the union membership. They can keep raising dues and maintain their lifestyle no matter what the membership is, and we've seen that as The union membership has gone in the 50s, 30% plus to, I think, a little over 11% right now. So it's about keeping those in power, and maintaining their lifestyle. And government workers, because they get aid no matter what they do, are the first to man the picket lines. The governments that like to stay ensconced in power will look the other way as their their worker bees go out and march and picket and do what they're going to do. So even FDR said that the conflict of interest, as much as he was trying to change and put in by unionizing government workers, would be too much for the system to take, and he was right. There's a huge conflict of interest. Okay, crude oil, 49.50 held. Yesterday we were looking 49.25 to 49.50 is our sell zone. We'll keep that. That worked out pretty well. And 75 to 50 for sell too. We have rejected prices below 48.50. So we'll make 48.50, 48.25, maybe a little run for stops beneath this. It is a B pattern. Buy one, and buy two, 47.75 to 48. And to everybody's favorite contract, the E-mini. For all you masochists in the room. Okay, we got a B pattern, and we've had a little bit lower highs right here. So the market looks like it's trying to trade lower. And Nancy, go back to March then. You can trade March today, and hopefully it'll straighten itself out over the weekend on a day rebuild. But March will trade well through noon today. No need to worry about it. We got a B pattern right here. We have rejected prices below 21.02, so my guess is we're going to try to trade lower right here and retest the 01.02 area. Part of it will be tied to news, so we're going to try to buy on the cheap at the buck to 02 and then 95 to 97. On the sell side, it's pretty aggressive, 9 to 11, sell 1, and 14 to 16, sell 2, where we have been. Now, GDP number comes in at 2.3, then we would have wished that we were long before the news. If it comes in at 1.9, we'll be glad we weren't long before the news. So that's kind of where we are. We're down to that GDP number, then Chicago PMI, then to Michigan sentiment. That's how the news should shake out today. Okay, take about 15 minutes to get everything up and posted. I will get busy on that. I'll be back with you as soon as possible.